The right to privacy under the U.S. Constitution. Introduction. Personal privacy is important since it guarantees an individual power to do what they deem is right for them. Privacy is a basic element of personal rights that is manifested in various legal and constitutional provisions. It is difficult for the right of privacy to stand alone since some rights have elements of privacy. The U.S. Constitution is one of the legal instruments that do not explicitly and expressly provide for the right to privacy. Instead, the Constitution, through the 3rd, 4th, and 14th Amendments, provides for rights with elements of personal privacy. Therefore, under U.S. jurisdiction, the amendments and court precedents have been used to anchor the right to privacy. Although the American Constitution does not expressly mention the right to privacy, the 3rd, 4th, and 14th Amendments grant the right to prohibit the government and private individuals from interfering with the lives and properties of others. Meaning of privacy. Privacy is a multifaceted term since it has various definitions depending on the context of the application. Generally, the term is defined as the ability of a legal person to seclude themselves or their information. Consequently, privacy allows individuals to selectively express themselves to others. For instance, homosexuals have the right to sexual privacy, and they can express themselves as they wish. Privacy is not limited to natural persons. Instead, corporations can enjoy the right as well. An organization with sensitive information that can hurt its operations if revealed, has the right to privacy. Therefore, the right to privacy can simply be defined as the protection of legal persons from private and public intrusion. Privacy under the 3rd Amendment. The right to privacy can be understood as the protection of personal property from government intrusion. The 3rd Amendment is one of the constitutional provisions that help Americans seclude themselves from government interference. The amendment prohibits the U.S. government from quartering soldiers in a private house with the owner's consent. The provision promotes due process when quartering soldiers in private houses. While the amendment does not expressly mention the right to privacy, it protects it by ensuring that private houses are not intruded on by the government. Through the provision, individuals are granted the freedom to stay in their houses and do their private activities without interference from the government. The 3rd Amendment promotes privacy to personal property by prohibiting the government from quartering soldiers in private houses. Privacy under the 4th Amendment. The right to privacy involves the prohibition of unwarranted searches that may lead to the exposure of personal information. The 4th Amendment prohibits law enforcement officers and other related legal stakeholders from unreasonable searches and seizures. The amendment presumes that houses and other personal properties may have information that the owners may not want to be exposed to the public. The presumption holds on to the reasonable expectation of privacy. Consequently, the 4th Amendment promotes the seclusion of personal property and information from the public. Privacy under the 14th Amendment. Privacy is strongly connected to natural rights such as liberty, the right to property, and life. The 14th Amendment has a jurisdictional and precedential basis in supporting the right to privacy. Traditionally, the right to privacy in the 14th Amendment in the case of Poe v. Ullman. In the case, the U.S. Supreme Court held that the right to privacy is provided under the 14th Amendment since denying couples the use of contraceptives was an intrusion into their private lives. Therefore, the 14th Amendment protects the right to privacy by prohibiting the government from denying Americans liberty, life, and other personal rights. Conclusion. The right to privacy plays an important role in protecting citizens from private or public actions that may interfere with their will. The U.S. Constitution fails to expressly mention the right through its provisions and amendments. However, the 3rd, 4th, and 14th Amendments guarantee the right to protect individuals and their properties. Through the 3 amendments, Americans secure their right from intrusion by the government and private individuals. Although the U.S. Constitution does not directly mention the right to privacy, it protects it through its amendments.